Hi, it's Sue here from Inspired Messages Monday. It is June the 29th, so we are just moving into July. We're just a little bit early, but I felt that it was a good time to actually do today's newsletter because we've got the second Pluto-Jupiter transit, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I'm going to do a little bit of astrology. I'm also going to do the messages, and yeah, let's see how we go. So looking at the astrology, this year, as astrologers, we've been waiting because we knew there was going to be something big. And I spoke to my daughter this morning. She reminded me that last year I said we were waiting for this, and then obviously what's happened since maybe January, February, or February through to now is exactly what the transits are implying. So in January we had Pluto conjunct Saturn, which is a biggie, and Pluto is still in the mix because it moves very, very slowly. Saturn has moved away, but Jupiter keeps coming back to be with Pluto, and the first time we had them together was April the 4th, and the next time we're going to have it is on the 30th, which is tomorrow, and then it will be back again in November. So when we look at transits and we say why is it coming back, it means that Jupiter's moved forward and then it goes backwards, and we call that retrograde because it's retrograding back. So it keeps going towards Pluto and sitting next to it, and we call that a conjunction. When we have three hits, the third hit is always the strongest. So obviously, you know, at the moment we're going to have that for the second time. So each time it's kind of sitting on our shoulders, reminding us of what's going on. And obviously Saturn is to do, you know, we have the Pluto Saturn. Saturn is to do with structure, and as I say, it's moved away. But these planets are in the sign of Capricorn, and the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. So it's very tied up with Saturnian energy, which rules the banks, the structures, you know, the governments, and all that kind of thing. And obviously we had this in January when Pluto and Saturn were conjunct, and Pluto breaks down things that are no longer necessary. So it's like the governments, none of the governments around the world are kind of working particularly. That, you know, everybody's complaining you know, about how the world is being run, etc., etc. So there's a lot of upheaval as well, is what I'm trying to say. So when we have Pluto and Jupiter together, it represents the far-reaching transformation, because Pluto is about transformation. And Pluto will remove structures that no longer work, and Pluto is a symbol of a new world but with different rules. But at this point in time we actually don't know what the rules are going to be. Pluto rules power, control, and it also rules the underworld, you know, things that are going on you know, underneath the surface. And I know, having done a lot of research, that there are a lot of things going on underneath the surface of what we're all actually seeing. Actually, I think Pluto has the ability to reveal to us secrets that, you know, that have been held a long time. And I'm not going to go into them. I'm just hoping that they do come out, and people do see actually what's been going on for millennia, basically. And, you know, we are, you know, being controlled, really, in a big way. But Jupiter is about faith, okay, and it's about justice, and it's actually about what we believe. And so our beliefs can change, and obviously if Pluto does reveal things, then the things that we believed in the past may completely change. And that is my hope, that, you know, we're going to see a big revealing over the next few months. So what do you believe? Some people believe in one thing, some people believe in another, and obviously there's a lot of misinformation and there's a lot of propaganda. The mainstream media around the world is controlled again, and so we're not getting the truth. So it might be time to say goodbye to our old beliefs that are no longer right for us. Jupiter keeps us optimistic, thank goodness. And so we need to have faith in the future that awaits all of us on the other side. And actually this transit signifies a time of awakening. And I think there are many people awakening to what's going on in the planet, and I hope as time goes on more and more people will wake and understand what's going on. So the messages, interesting this week. So one of the cards that I pulled out was the Star, and she is connected to the cosmos. You can see the stars and planets above her. And really this means that we're all invested with the power of the cosmos. And I know I've said this before, but I feel like, it's come up this week and we need to keep being reminded. So we are connected to the higher realms. It offers us protection, and we have a choice, which way to go, really. We have a choice, and I feel that we are being protected, and it would be really good to maybe go within, do more meditation, sit with yourself, and get some clear answers, because many of you will be very intuitive and very psychic. Okay, so it's important to be true to yourself, to stand in your own truth. That sometimes is quite difficult. We do have the ability to turn the situation around, and we need to break with the past. And when we break with the past, and this is very much about similar to the transits, we actually and we allow other things in. We reach a higher wisdom when we allow ourselves to be open. I think is what I'm trying to say. So another card that came up was the Strength card. So I don't know if you can see that. I have to put it quite close. So it's about inner strength, purity of intent, faith, actually, which again is Jupiter, and the faith in yourself is really important. And then also the sun came up. So the sun gives us light, and we need the sun to actually live. The sun gives us success, fulfillment, and it leads us out of the dark and into the light. So this is really important. And then we've got this card, which is the Justice card. Okay, so this is about equilibrium, it's about harmony, it's about justice. It's again invested with a cosmic consciousness, and this is also about leading us to enlightenment. So you wouldn't possibly think that about this card, but it's all about harmony and bringing the earth back into harmony and balance, which is really important. So those are the messages, and I just want to say read my newsletter. I always put different things in the newsletter to what's on this video, and I always put links to interesting information, interesting content that I've come across that means something to me. And I feel it's important to share that, and so please have a look at the newsletter. Sign up. It's only once a month. It's not long, it's not huge, but there is interesting information in there, and some of it you can take, and some of it you can leave it. It's up to you. Some of it is based on astrology. I have my astrology, but it's different to what I've said. It's not totally the same. And connect with me on Facebook, on Astrology Sue Fletcher, And if you want to talk to me, contact me through my website, which the link is on the newsletter and below on the link. So the affirmation for this month is hand on heart, and say every morning, I stand in my own truth and I am a sovereign being. I stand in my own truth and I am a sovereign being. That's really important, and you might like to Google that. What does a sovereign being mean? But I have mentioned it before a couple of months ago, but you might not have seen that. So, you know, go and have a look at my videos, because each video this year has kind of related to the last one. And I feel like you know, it's like writing a book, and this is a chapter. And so I will be back at the beginning of August, gosh, with my next newsletter. But I think all is calm at the moment. But looking at the transits for September through to the end of the year, we have a lot more to come. And I will save that for my next video and newsletter, and so I hope to see you very soon, and if I can help you, you know where I am. Okay, so bye for now. Have a great July. Bye for now.